So today we have none other than Gordo Casey. Today we're going to ask him some questions about video and creative and marketing from his perspective, through his lens, if you will. Some of this stuff I've learned in the last few months working with you, but in marketing sometimes it's hard to assign an ROI to video creation, unless of course there is an ad being ran with it. Obviously if you have an e-commerce company and you run a Facebook or a Google ad with a video, the ROI is very simple to calculate because it tracks that. In your experience, what outside of actual revenue, what value outside of actual revenue that can be tracked does video bring to a business?
People are watching videos all the time. So it's like having a salesperson that your customers can interact with any time of the day.
24 hours a day.
24 hours a day.
Right.
That you only pay for once.
Right.
So
yeah, agreed. I think we've had some situations where a client has, for example, a website, and this kind of goes on my next question. Kind of along those lines, how would somebody make, let's just say, one video that's never done video before, put it on their website? Like, what impact could just one, call it 90-second video make on a company, especially ones that already have traffic?
The exercise of creating a video alone is really valuable for a brand to go through, because sometimes you'll find that a lot of people don't have those questions answered themselves. Like, you start asking like what the process is for your company and where you guys started, and it really all ultimately turns into this like discovery process to where they kind of get to rediscover their own brand and figure out where they're going.
Yeah, I can say that I personally experienced that going through just the process of making a video and the discovery of kind of what, as you would call it, the North Star is for something, and almost working your way back into how you would use video to get that across. On that note, this is great. It's kind of leading into some of the questions that I know that small businesses would have, or just businesses in general, to be honest. What's the difference? So everybody would agree that video, especially when it's done right, it's cool. Yeah. It's catchy, it's fun to watch. If it depending upon the industry, it could be a sick video or a cool video. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, what's the difference between a cool video and an effective video from a business sense?
Well, when you take your brand story and you kind of put that on the back burner and you make it all about creativity, I think that's when you start to kind of get to the territory of more like brand initiatives, campaigns, brand messages. And a lot of people will try and put that before what they should do, the first video they should do, in my opinion, which is like something that encapsulates the entire story of the brand and really truncates the brand's purpose or the company's purpose into a video so that their customers can understand what's going on. So a cool video, honestly, the cool videos are going to be the more creative, like out of the box sort of looking ideas. Yeah.
That are fun to watch.
That are fun to watch and cool and everything.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily going to do much for your bottom line if customers land on that video and they don't even understand what the mission behind the company is in the first place.
So there's a time and place for both. They're both very different and effective. Right. In their own way. Absolutely. So,
making a video is a discovery process. 90% of making that video is going to be the pre-production and the planning. 10% is going to be the editing and the shooting. Right. Like, that stuff is just so not important compared to like the discovery process of figuring out what the client does, what their customers need, and how they solve that problem.
So obviously you can use video in marketing. That's super important. That's kind of generally speaking, that's the fallback with why somebody would make a video. But if I go the internal route, like, how can video help companies solve internal problems?
How much money do companies have to spend just to have people answer the same question over and over again? I mean, just just baseline videos can automate the process of an FAQ page in certain ways. You can literally make videos that answer all your most frequently asked questions, have that live on your FAQ page, and not only are people getting to solve their problem, but they're also getting to connect with the brand. Like, over the phone, you just hear a voice and you're having a problem with your product. You might be a little peeved out. You're like, oh, this freaking person, they're sitting on their high horse.
Yeah.
You sit down, you see a video in the comfort of your own home, the same person explaining the problem and illustrating it. You think a couple things. You think, oh, this person's nice, they seem friendly, their face is, I can see their face, they're smiling.
Yeah.
And then you think, oh, this brand really cares. They took the time to go through the discovery process, identify the problem, and then present it as a solution. And I don't have to go, as a customer, I don't have to go like read a 3-paragraph FAQ thing.
Right.
I can literally watch it. Not only that, but it's kind of cool because the more of those videos are out there, the better that's going to be for SEO. Right.
Sure.
So, so
the dark horse.
So there's a bunch of like intangibles that come with just solving that problem beyond like, freeing up some customer service people,
Yeah, I've seen companies over the years, obviously there's a select few that do it better than others, but when they, let's call it what it is. I mean, when they invest in video, and there's an intent for what the video is made for internal purposes, they've literally reduced the cost of doing business by spending a little bit of money, in all reality, a heck of a lot less money than what it costs to hire a customer service representative for a year, and making content that effectively reduces phone calls and reduces issues and reduces returns and problems and whatever. So
right, and people like watching brands grow too. Video is such a fun way for people to be able to track like the progress of a brand and see what they've done.
Yeah, it's very tangible. Like you can see, I mean, quite literally, you're adding quantity of videos that you have. Like there's a big difference in companies that have one video and companies that have YouTube channels with 50 videos on them with all sorts of different topics, and from marketing videos to how-tos to FAQs to whatever.
Exactly. I mean,
right. Yeah.
I feel like the better a product is, usually the more videos there are going to be about that product.
That's true. Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
So you kind of, you take your product and you position it in that field. Like people are like, oh, this product must be awesome. You get all these people talking about it. You get the brand making a cool launch video, everything.
Yeah.
Because, on the internet nowadays, with access to being able to source stuff in China, like there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, in terms of product creation. There's not a lot of product development anymore. A lot of people are just kind of picking stuff up off of Alibaba and then just reselling it.
Yeah, it's true. I'll go a different route with you. I'll go the brand route.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's talk about something a little bit closer to home. So this is a little bit of a teaser here, but we have some brand changes coming up at Juggernaut.
Yep.
And obviously I know this because we've talked about this forever. But why are we rebranding Juggernaut, and why is that important for people to consider as they effectively make a plan for how they're going to gain more market share and be more true to themselves?
Us repositioning the brand to come across as more friendly and approachable so that we can reach more people and ultimately help more people.
Be more approachable.
It's like, that's everything, man. Mm-hmm. Online, they want to see a journey. They want to see someone start from zero and become a hero.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is so important in terms of like rebranding and always reinventing yourself. It's like people can track that progress, and they see a brand that's like willing to challenge themselves. They don't just sit there and go, oh, we got our logo designed, we got everything good, it's awesome, we're gonna get clients because of it. No, that's not how it works. You gotta make something and ultimately throw it in the garbage eventually.
It's incredible how important brand is, and I'm still to this day like learning more about it. And so
that's what's so fun about creative work is, you're constantly discovering. The job is never done. Even when it's done, a bunch of new stuff comes up. So
sure. Yeah. Heck yeah. Well, we're gonna go get us a cold brew. I know you want cold brew. I need to ask you.
Yeah, dude. New dad over here. I need to drink at least a gallon a day right now.